like a couple hours of sleep.
Get that energy. Get that energy.
Let's go. Get it flowing, dude. Get it flowing. Yeah, let's go.
What's poppin', people?
What's poppin'?
The fuck was that? Where's
Dude,
the energy?
I'm sorry. Can we restart?
What's poppin', people?
What's poppin', people?
There it is. Match my
There
shit.
we go. Second time's a charm.
Episode 8.
8.
Just those guys. It's your boy Nick.
Ocho. Oh.
I thought you were trying out a new nickname.
No.
And they called me Ocho.
And I go by Ocho. Oh man, no, it's your boy Isaac.
Man.
Fuck.
Oh God, I got some serious heartburn going on right now.
What'd you eat, dude?
Pizza.
Pizza.
It's gonna be the death of me.
What kind of pizza? From where?
Papa John's.
Papa John. Are you a Papa John's guy? For life?
I'm a pizza guy. So
Hold it down, Papa John.
As long as it's not Pizza Hut.
What's shit? Why?
It's
Dude, actually really like pizza at thin crust. It's fire.
Not, thin crust isn't pizza.
Dude,
it's a big ass tortilla chip with marinara sauce and whatever.
Well, maybe that's why I like it so much. Cause I'm Mexican, dude.
Yeah, you are. Forgot.
What the fuck you think I am, dude?
You know, before we get into
Italiano.
Before we get into any topics for the day, something crossed my mind the other day that I just like completely forgot. Your name isn't Isaac.
Yeah, dude. What you mean? I mean, it's my middle name.
No, but
it's still
like,
my name.
I know, but it's just like I remember Coach Pierce, rest in peace. That
RP.
He's the only person that I've ever heard called you Abraham.
Yeah, dude, it pissed me off every time because I'm like, dude, I go by Isaac. And he was my, like, fucking defensive line coach or whatever, the fucking linebacker coach, and he'd always call me that. And I'm like, bruh, can you stop calling me that?
I know how you feel because nobody addresses me as Nicholas. Don't.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I think the weirdest thing is that people... My nieces and everything still try to call me Nikki.
Yeah.
We had to dead that. I don't like.
Yeah, that's kind of like a girl's name.
I don't like Nikki. So,
yeah, you don't look like a Nikki.
Yeah, I had to put my older sister in check for that too.
No,
she's like, you're always gonna be Nikki to me. I was like, well, I'm not gonna answer.
That's not who I am as a person.
Oh man. Anyways, let's get into the real first topic.
Ka-chow. All right, so on to these topics like we were talking about. What do you think would be your biggest regret that you've had so far in your life?
I have multiple. It's not a big regret, but it's kind of something that I wish I did do. I wish that in high school that I did wrestling.
Wrestling. Interesting. I actually thought about that too. Because wasn't it new? Like when we were kind of in there,
yeah.
It wasn't right away that they had it, right?
So I wish I did wrestling because like really like younger, I wish that I got into like some kind of like combat sport. You know, like
remember we used to like UFC fight and shit. Dude?
I was thinking about that the other day because there's a UFC event on the other day.
Do you remember I knocked you out that one time?
No, you choked me out.
Yeah, I choked you out.
Because I didn't tap. I'm not a bitch.
Scared the fuck out of me, dude. I was like, oh fuck, dude. I still remember. I was just like. Choke, and I was like, tap. Nick Randall doesn't tap. And I was like, okay, dude, are you sure? And then all I feel is,
oh wait, limp.
And then I was like, oh shit. I was like, Nick. And I was like, Nate, bro, Nate. And you're just like, huh? And I was like, bro, are you okay? And I just knocked you out.
I was like, yeah, fine. It
like,
happens.
I don't think we ever did anything like that after that again, to be honest.
It was really scary.
I think that was the turning point. After that, we didn't try any of this.
No, because I wish that I always learned like jujitsu or like, you know, taekwondo or something like that. Just so, you know,
just to have that.
In case a motherfucker want to try me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I know jujitsu.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know? And also, like, I just love, like, MMA. I love, like the UFC. And it just, like, I'm like, man, I can do that, but I know that they're going to fucking wreck me.
Yeah, someone is going to fucking beat the shit out of you.
And, like, I'm going to be on the ground, and I'm like, I can get out. I can't breathe. Like,
I got to tap this time. Like, I really got to tap.
Some kind of submission that I've never seen before.
I'm going to die if I don't tap.
Yeah, I think that's why I wanted to do wrestling. Just because, like, in football and you know, basketball and all that stuff, those are team sports, so your team success, you know, everybody's got to contribute for the team to win. Whereas like wrestling, it's an individual, so it's like it's you versus someone. It's it's on you to do something. So
Yep.
it kind of creates a little bit more pressure, which I feel like
You would have liked
I thrive
back in
under.
those days.
I like pressure.
You're a pressure kind of guy.
I do like pressure.
Pressure builds diamonds, dude.
It's true. I do have another like bigger regret, but I don't regret it at the same time, is the whole not going to college thing.
Yeah, agreed. I'm there with you.
Only because like I wish that I could have gone to college, graduated, and then like moved to India.
Why India?
Just an
Out of
example.
everything, why India?
It could have been India, Africa, doesn't matter. But I could just like move away.
Dubai.
Yeah, just backpack across the world. And then once I gain all that experience, I can come back, use my degree to get a job, and go on from there. But because I didn't go to school, I have to work and get promoted. So now if I leave, there's no security for me to come back.
Yeah.
So
They could find someone else just
Yeah.
like that. They could replace your ass.
I'm irreplaceable.
Just like that.
But just because I'm pretty sure no matter what I would have went to school for, I probably wouldn't have used that degree.
Oh, for sure.
But it would have
Same.
been nice to have it in the back pocket.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of the same boat. I think I could regret kind of not going to have the experience of college, But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't
even miss
shit.
that. I don't even miss that.
And then that's it. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that because I feel like I had my college experience party days in high school.
Yeah.
I got it all out and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm good. And like,
Because to me, that's like the worst thing about people coming back from college and visiting was like me asking them, like, so man, like, how's school? Like, how's it going? Bro, there's so much
It's
cocaine,
fucking
bro.
lit,
There's so much
dude.
cocaine, bro. You can get like
the parties.
so many. I was like, yeah, but how are your classes?
Are you passing?
Like,
Like,
are you doing
with,
good, man?
with
Like,
your GPA?
yeah, like how's that going? And nobody would answer that question. So I'm just like, man.
When you really looked into it, where did you want to go? Like legitly, if you could have, like, to affordable and like.
I probably would have just ended up going to U of H because that's where like most of the squad went.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could have gotten into U of H.
It'd been easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I was never like an A&M or like a UT guy. Like
fuck yeah.
I'm not from here, so I don't have that Texas pride.
Yeah.
Like that's some different type of stuff.
Yeah, that's for real different.
Yeah,
different
like
story.
that's beating to you. Like that's your lineage. Like, oh, my grandfather's grandfather went to
That's
A&M.
like in your blood. Like you have to go.
Yeah, and I'm just like, nah.
Like I'm good. I'm
like,
chilling.
Yeah.
I remember. I think when I was looking into it, I wanted to go to Oklahoma State because they had a really good engineering program, OSU. And then I was like, nah, looked into it a little bit, the pricing, and I was like, oh, fuck that shit. Then I looked into UTSA. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, San Antonio, nice little city. I feel like it'd be cool. It's still, UTSA. And then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go to junior college. I just did the 2 years, knocked out my basics, and I was just like, got the job, and I was like, yeah, it's just not for me. I don't want to do this. I'm too lazy to like do schoolwork.
Yeah.
Keep up with that shit.
See, I know who I am, and like I feel like I know I could have like done it because like I'm not saying I was smart, but like I had enough knowledge in me to where I could pass with the bare minimum without studying. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I had to get good grades, I knew I could study. I knew how to do all that stuff. Just didn't want to.
Yeah. Why put in that effort? Like for what? I mean, I guess you're working towards a degree, but it's like, then again, like for what?
Yeah. But I do kind of put that blame. I blame myself, but also like 40%. I put 60% of it on my parents because like I feel like they should have pushed me a little harder. And I feel like that from like a younger age. Like I wish I could find the picture. I wish I could. I tell people this story all the time that like my parents should have realized how smart I was from a very, very early age. Winter has made her first appearance on the podcast. Back in preschool, I remember, dude, I have crazy memory. Like I remember my childhood.
I don't remember anything about childhood.
I remember the time I pissed myself on the rug in preschool. I remember the time that I ran away from preschool and went home. I only live like a block away, but like,
dude, how? I don't know.
I remember all that. I remember the songs we used to sing. I remember learning to brush my teeth with these fake teeth and all this stuff. One of my preschool teachers took me to Chuck E. Cheese by herself. That was low-key type weird.
Whoa. How did that happen?
let me tell you that story afterwards.
Okay.
But we had to cut these like medallions. We had to cut like these medals. Like we were going to cut like a piece of like copper, like construction paper, put a ribbon through it, and we were going to take a class photo with like a ribbon. and they would give us the piece of paper, and they gave us a lid, and they're like, all right, trace a circle, and then cut it out. I was the only kid with a perfect circle. Like, you could go back and see the picture. This kid over here's got like
a square.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I was the only one with a circle, and I was just like, I look back at that picture, I'm like, how did y'all not see this? Like, I was a genius. Like,
that should have been it right there.
I was like, bro, ding, ding, ding. That's it right there, man.
Ding, ding, ding.
But that leads to the whole going to Chuck E. Cheese.
I want to hear this story. Good. How did that happen?
First of all, I do not remember this teacher's name. I don't think there was anything like child predator like. I was her favorite student. I wasn't bad.
You were a kid's ass.
I know. I was just
teacher's pet.
I know. I was just a good kid.
Okay.
I was just a good kid. I was friends with all the kids there. I never hit Johnny in the head with a Tonka truck. You know, never did any of that stuff.
Were you like dapping other kids up? Like, hey, what's up? Like walking in the hallways.
Yeah,
like
we were cool.
Like everybody was cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm telling them
you
stories.
were the cool guy.
I wouldn't say.
Like everybody knew you.
Everybody knew everybody. Like when you're in preschool.
Yeah, but everybody knew. Like, oh look, there's Nick. Like, oh shit. Like,
I don't even think it was like that. It was just like. Nick! like he's here now, yeah. And then it's like, all right, now we can all play tag. Like,
fuck yeah, we have 6 people now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just another person. There was no development of hatred back then. Kids get along so easily. Like, that's the funniest thing. Now it's like when you meet somebody new, you gotta hang out with them for like a month to feel their vibe. As a kid, you just put them in a room together, and it's like, you want to see my car collection? And then, like, yeah, absolutely.
Like, sweet, I love cars. Let's go.
I absolutely want to see your car collection. Yes. But this teacher, she just, like, loved me. And, like, we would all, like, she would talk to me and all this other stuff. And she'd have my back. And then one day she was like, she just asked my parents, she's like, I want to take him to Chuck E. Cheese. And they were like, okay.
All right.
Because, like, that wasn't a thing, like, when we were growing up. Like, we just didn't do
that
things
was
like
normal.
that.
Yeah.
So she picked me up from my house, which, like I said, was literally, it was like the school. There's a parking lot. There's a house, empty lot, my house. So it was like same street, like not even a block, like just maybe a football field's length.
Wait, so how old are you at this point? You're in pre-K, you said?
It was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And so, yeah, she picked me up, took me to Chuck E. Cheese. And I remember I won you know how the tech decks?
Yeah.
Except it wasn't a tech deck, it was a bike.
Oh, one of those fucking BMX?
Bro, it was blue. Photographic memory, bro.
Damn.
I remember that shit. But yeah, that was my...
That was it?
Yeah, and then she brought me home. She didn't touch me, I swear. Promise.
I thought you were going to get into that, but never mind.
She did, bro, she was just cool.
Okay.
But I just don't know her name. I wish I could remember it.
Did she ever do that with other kids?
No.
Or was it just you?
Not that I know of. I think it was just me.
What if she like kidnapped you and like made you her child? Like she just raised you.
Maybe she did.
She saw potential. Maybe that's your mom, dude. No, plot twist, dude.
But no, like she was just cool and just took me to Chuck E. Cheese.
Nowadays, if you do that, that's kind of weird.
It's hella weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I would not let my child go with a teacher at 4 years old to Chuck E. Cheese.
If you're a preschool teacher, are you like actually a teacher? Like, I'm not like sending shots, but I'm like genuinely asking, like, can that practically just pass as like a daycare?
Yeah,
like, you need like a degree for that or anything?
I'm sure there's probably like a license you probably have to get, but
I would
like
assume.
A class you have to take or something.
Yeah, I would assume, but
that's interesting. I kind of want to look into that.
Took me to Chuck E. Cheese.
Searches up. Are preschool teachers considered teachers?
I mean, they are. I mean, we learned in there. I remember one time, dude. Okay, so on the complete opposite scale, I had 2 preschool teachers. One loved me, thought I was an angel. The other one hated me, like truly hated me, to the point where she made me piss on myself. She made me, because like, okay, you know how in high school, like kids are like, yo, miss, I need to go to the bathroom. They're like, you know damn well they're just literally just going on an adventure.
Yeah.
I never did that. I was like, yo, I need to go to the bathroom because I have to take a piss. Like, please. And I remember one teacher wouldn't let me go, and so I just had to run out because I was like, I'm going to piss on myself.
Like, fuck you. I'm going to go piss.
Yeah. So I do what any good little boy does, and I'm like, hey, miss, I need to use the potty, which was literally just like across the hall. And she's like, no. And I was like, you don't understand. I was like, I have to pee. And she did it to me twice, where she just refused to let me go. And like I said, one time we were sitting on this circle on this rug, and we were learning how to brush teeth. And we're learning how to brush teeth, and I'm just like, I'm going to piss on myself. I was like, and then then I peed.
It happened.
And then the girl next to me was like, something's wet.
Damn, she called you out.
Yeah,
dude.
and then she didn't even change me. She sat me on the timeout stool.
And just left you there wet?
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I remember another time she finally let me go, and I was crossing the hall, and like the other teacher had my hand. She's like, come on, we can make it. And I was like, no. And just like peed like halfway across the hall.
Like, oh, fuck, so disappointed in yourself after that. Dude.
Just like, I'm the piss kid. Like,
you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Like, look, this guy who peed himself. You're that Nick. You built up that reputation.
Yeah, I went from like, yeah, Nick's here to ill. Nick's here.
Nick's here. The kid who peed is bad.
Bro, it wasn't my fault, bro. She just wouldn't let me go.
Dude.
But
do you remember your first friend in pre-K? That was pre-K, right? That you probably would. Yeah.
His name is Dejan.
How did the interaction first go? How was the initial like?
I think
it's like, hey, do you want to see my toy? You're like, yeah. Do you want to be?
Nah, I think it was just like we were in class, and like I've always been kind of like an introvert, so like I don't approach the situation. I let it come to me. And I remember they had like this little play area, and I like walked up to it, and he's like, yo man, he's like, hey, you want to play tag? And I was like, yeah, okay. He's like, all right, but you're it. And I was like, bet.
Say less. And then that's how it started.
Yeah. And then because I remember specifically like, and because of that, like he was way more outspoken, and like the stuff that we used to do as kids was like so stupid. But then we went to actual elementary school, and then never saw him. But then he came to the same school as me, like 3rd grade, and he was like, Nick, and I was like, yo, like what the fuck? And I was like, bet. But there was beef between like some other of my friends, because I had this one friend who like became my best friend from like kindergarten up until like this point. And then when Dejan came back into the picture, he was kind of like, who the fuck this dude?
Who the fuck are these people?
Who this new dude you hanging out with? We best friends. And I was like,
not you and him.
And I was, because his name is Johnny. I was like, no, he's my best friend. And Johnny's like, yeah. And Dejan's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck Johnny up.
Oh shit, dude.
I was like, yo, we can all get along, and eventually we did. We all became
friends.
Trio.
We became 3 Musketeers
Yeah.
after that.
It's kind of like what I did with you and Juan.
Yeah, dude, that turned into like a 4 or 5. I don't do that. Was like a weird, like 2 people like.
Yeah.
With another.
I basically infiltrated y'all's group.
Yeah, and then you just spread like wildfire.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Then everybody just like split up
Yeah.
because of you.
No,
Dude, wait.
Fuck off. Don't put that on me.
It was all because of you, dude.
How?
After you came
How?
in. No, I'm kidding. I was like,
how? Please explain.
it's all your fault.
We were perfectly fine. And
You're
then
the
Nick showed
reason.
up. No. Bullshit.
Fuck. Yeah, I remember my first friend was actually Kevin. Kevin Reed.
Shout out to
Dude,
Kevin.
I remember it was we went to the playground, my elementary. We were at like, there was like a little toy and a big toy that they called it, and I think we went to the little toy, and like we were both just kind of walking around. I think we both walked up to it, and they're like, hey, do you want to do the monkey bars? And we're like, okay, cool. And then we're like, hey, do you want to be friends? Okay, cool. And then from there, that was my first friend. Like that was it.
That's one thing that I hate, is that because like I moved down here like in 6th grade, I didn't have that childhood connection with anyone down here. So it's like, no matter how good of a friend I'll become with somebody, I'll never be that childhood friend.
Yeah, from like the beginning, from the jump.
So it's just like, I'm like, damn, like y'all have known each other for like ever. And I'm just like, so I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah. But then I feel like there's those people still where it's like, yeah, I might have known them forever, but it's like,
yeah, if you haven't talked in the last 7 years,
like,
what does that mean?
Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like I keep in touch with one friend from Illinois. Kind of. But like every now and then we'll hit each other up on Facebook and stuff like that. But
it's like a nice mutual.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Because like, dude, I get into my head so much about stuff like that. Like, I'll be on Facebook, and then I'll see like recommendations from like old people from like back in the day. I'm like, oh, do they care if I friend them or
do
not?
I wanna?
Like, I was like, do they actually care? Like, if they did, they probably would have friended me. I was like, so I just don't.
Yeah, then it's like, it also works both ways, because what if they're thinking that, they're like, gosh, should I do that?
If you guys want to be friends with me on Facebook or anything, you want to like, that's fine. But like, I just get into my head about that stuff. I'm just like, they don't need to care about me. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I just don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of really sad, but it's like,
Just a little bit.
It is what it is. Damn, I was gonna say something. Because Bro, shout out to my brother and like his group of friends, because when we moved down here to Texas and when I was in 6th and he was in 7th grade, like he formed this group of friends and they are like still like brothers to this day.
Dude, for real.
And I'm like, fuck, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that because I'm just like, man,
I've never had like a solid 5 people group
yeah,
or
they've
something like that.
Moved
from
like
the jump.
Like they've all gotten married and had kids and they've all been in their weddings and all that. Like I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like I know I have a feeling who's gonna be in my wedding and stuff, but like I'm not entirely sure. But like Nate like knows.
Yeah, he's like they're for sure.
He's like it's him, and if he can't make it, it's gonna be him, and if he doesn't make it, it's gonna be him.
It's like already has backups and shit.
But I'm the best man, so suck it, all of you. But I feel like I only got that because I'm the brother.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason.
But nah, cause like me and Nate, like we're more like we're brothers, but like we're like legitimately like best friends. Like because we're only a year apart in age, we've always had to like each other. Some of you other brothers out there who are like close in age are fucking weird with y'all's relationships. Yeah. Like when me and Nate in school, like I'd see him, we dap each other up, we talk in the hall and everything. Some of y'all would just walk straight past each other.
Not even acknowledge them.
I don't know how you can like diss your sibling.
Y'all live together. Yeah, like y'all have to see each other when y'all go home.
Right, like I was just like, that's weird to me.
Yeah.
But me and Nate were friends, are friends, and so it's beyond that brother shit.
Yeah, you get a little bit more. You get the best friend.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. It's like he's my brother, but he's my best friend. But it's like
you know when you call your best friend your brother, like he's legit your brother.
Yeah, and also like I've been thinking about like my best man speech. Like how do I want to approach it? Like because I feel like my family's got. Was that me?
Yes,
I'm sorry. I feel like my family's got like not high expectations, but like I'm the out there one with the family though, which is like kind of weird. Cause like to everyone else I'm not, but like to my family I'm comfortable around them, so they get the real raw me. So
the real Nick.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know if I want to give them that like a really funny speech, or do I want to just like fuck them all up and like make them cry,
and give them a heart felt speech.
So like I don't know, cause like I want to write it, but honestly I think it'd just be better if I come off the top with it.
Maybe like a nice mix. I think.
Yeah, cause I got some things to say about my brother.
I think a nice mix of like funny, and then maybe close it off. You want maybe start it off with some funny, get it into some emotional in the middle, and close it off with something funny.
I can see that. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. There was talks of me like ordaining the wedding, and I still kind of want to low key do that, but I also kind of don't, because I want their wedding to actually be like legit and special. And I feel like if I ordain it, it kind of taints it a little bit, but it also makes it funny. But like, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those like you can.
Yeah, I'm like, how am I going to ordain it and be the best man? So it's like,
yeah, kind of hard.
Yeah, but that leads me to something else that I want to ask you. Marriage. How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? I mean, I want to get married, you know.
Do you see it happening anytime soon?
Not anytime soon.
No. I tried. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, we've talked about, I mean, she's in agreement with it too. You know, it's like we both talked about, like, we both want to, like, have fun, like, still enjoy ourselves together, like, as us, and then, you know, do our thing and build it up and eventually get there. So we're both, like, on the same page. It's not like neither of us are in a rush.
Right.
There's no need to be. I mean, I feel like we're still young. You know, I still have some time that I want to, like, spend with her and, like, just us and, like, go out and do shit and not, I don't know. Because I feel like at that point, it's like, I want to have the money to have a fucking nice ass wedding.
Right.
So I want to have, you know, be established at that point.
I hear you. I might have a different view from a bitter single man that, like, I always said, like, I don't see myself necessarily getting married. I that will definitely change when I find the right one, for sure. Yeah. But, like, I don't, okay, let me scratch that. I'll get married. I just don't think a wedding is necessary.
Why? I kind of see where you're coming from, but
I don't think a big wedding is necessary. Because what is a wedding? A wedding is basically a giant flex.
Yeah, it's basically a big party.
Yeah. And it's to bring love and to celebrate, you know, this relationship with everybody. But it's like, if you know me, you know that's not what I want. Yeah. You want me to be up in front of, like,
dude, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, all these people. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can take that money and do a honeymoon, like,
or buy a house.
Yeah, like we can get married. Like, we can do a small little ceremony, parents and, like, some very close friends or whatever. I'd rather go that route than to have the big 300 guest wedding and all that stuff. That's just me personally. Now I've been like, some of our friends have had weddings and like they were beautiful and gorgeous and everything, and more power to you. But that's just not who I am as a person. But then I also got to realize, wedding's not really for the dude.
Yeah, it's more for the girl.
It's
and
more
if
for
she
her.
wants it, she gonna get it.
Cause like this is like the closest thing that she can be to like being a princess, besides marrying a fucking prince.
And I feel like when we were younger too, and for girls too, especially, they were always in their brain like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're gonna meet a guy. You're gonna get married. You're going to this big fancy wedding. So it's always been drilled in their head like that's what they want.
But also, let's not sit here and pretend that, ladies, a wedding is a competition between you and your friends.
Yeah, who can have the bigger wedding?
Have the best wedding? Like, that's
exactly.
all that, to me, that's what I feel like it is.
Dude, yeah, it's like they get.
Do you really need to spend $12,000 on like flower arrangements?
Dude, yeah, that's crazy.
But they get crazy expensive. That's my only issue against it, because like I know like I know this isn't supposed to be like the bride's like parents, like the dad is supposed to pay for it. That's tradition. I
think so, yeah.
But it's 2020, traditions change. Woo. Like I know that my parents can't financially pay for it. I know that I most likely cannot financially. So if we have this wedding, like it's coming out of our pockets. So it's like, so just like remember that. And the whole time I'm gonna be there having fun, but I'm just like, look at all these people like, eating my food.
I paid for that shit.
That open bar, I paid for.
Dude,
it.
Yeah, it's like it's your wedding. It's like people are supposed to be celebrating you, but you're paying for it. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm just like, it's just weird to me.
You're paying for people to eat for free and to watch you get married.
Yeah,
like that's weird.
With that being said, let's say if you were to get married within the next like 3 years or so, not saying you are, who's gonna be your groomsman?
Who's gonna be? I know a better way to like kind of like word it. If you're trying to say so, like, let's say we're sped up 5 years and we're still in the same spot. Like as of now, who would be in my wedding is what you're asking for? Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean you for sure.
Hey, that's all I want to hear. All right, we can get to the next time.
All right, next time. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are usually supposed to be in it. Chris for sure would probably.
I don't think it's necessarily a max amount of people. It just has to be equal on both sides, I think. So however many groomsmen you have, bridesmaids.
Fuck.
If you want to be like different, you can have fucking 12 people.
I'm gonna have to find more people, dude, because I don't know. I really only talk to you and Chris like right now. Oh, probably my friend Big Worm, Germ. Shout out Germ. I know you watching this, bro. He watches every episode.
Shout outs, bro.
Shout outs to Germ. But yeah, he for sure be in it. Dude, I don't know. I know for yours a couple of people already.
Yeah.
You have what? How many do you have right now? If you were to get married right now.
If I were to get married right now,
I only have like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Damn. The squad. They all know who they are. That's 3. Nate has best man for me because I got to repay the favor. And like it only make like so Nate, the squad. You probably snuck your way in there.
Oh, dude! I told you I would put you in, and I snuck my way in there. Damn.
Nah, you got in there, and
so that's 5.
And damn.
See, dude, I don't really. I was like thinking about it.
Nah, like I can. The thing is, I can add more, but it's like. This isn't a diss to anybody, but if you can be my friend, we can have a close relationship, but it's like, you know what it is.
You're not on that brother level, you know, like.
But there's always gonna be people who are like, I'm like, that's my brother and everything, but it's like.
There's some people that you're closer than others.
Yeah, at this moment. So.
Yeah, at this moment.
Hey, Winter.
Shit could change. Dude, that's crazy just to think about. Like, you have to figure that out. You have to plan all that shit out. You have to do this, and that, and then make sure to get this, and then blah blah blah.
That leads to like the previous topic that we had where I said that I'm really competitive. I want to be the best man at all my friends' weddings. And
how many do you think you got right now secured?
I don't think I have any secured. I'm trying to think with the squad. I mean, I got Nate because that's already been confirmed. The squad, let's see, JD, he's gonna have his brother Kyle. That's understandable. And then there's Eric and Joe. I don't know. It depends how Joe does it, but I think I like Joe.
Joe, maybe? Do we got a winner?
Maybe. And as for Eric, I don't know what the fuck Eric's route is. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Dude, he's like a wild card.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like he could go me, he can go Joe, he could go his brother-in-law. Like he could, like I don't know. I don't know what Eric is, but yeah. But I'm gunning for it.
I'm gonna start putting in for it now, dude.
I want that spot, man. I don't know. It's just bragging rights.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. Like,
I'm competitive. We talked about this.
I don't think I've been in anybody's wedding.
I've never stood in a wedding, no.
I think I was like a ring boy when I was younger. Little ring.
I think I've legit only been to 3 weddings in my entire life.
Yeah, I have been to. I'm not a wedding guy. To me, it's just kind of boring watching it sit there. Like, it's different when, of course, you're the one in the wedding. But like, if you're just sitting there, you're like, okay.
I know, but I feel like at the end of the day, like that's something that you got to put aside.
Yeah, no, for sure. Of course, it's still like you got to still go and support, and I get the whole point behind it. But it's like,
yeah,
if I had a choice, I wouldn't. That's why like a lot of my family members and stuff, not like my immediate family members, being like aunts, uncles, and stuff that I've gotten like married and stuff. I don't really bother to go because it's just not for me.
So, marriage isn't really a thing in my family. Yeah, it's not really a thing. Like, out of all my siblings, I know my older sister has been married, but she does things like in the spur of the moment, kind of. So like, she didn't really give us a heads up. It was kind of like, hey guys, just got married last week. So it's like, oh,
by the way,
I was like, oh, okay.
Forgot to tell you.
Congrats. But it's like, it is what it is. So like, Nate is like the first one really that I like in my like immediate family that is like.
What I have a question. What's your viewpoint on like, or how do you see or want your timeline to lay out? Like, do you want to get married then have kids? Do you want to have kids, get married? How would you like, if you could pick and choose how it happened? Because obviously you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. You know, you could get pregnant before you get married, vice versa, whatever. How would you want it to happen? Yeah. What would be your I want it to go this way, this and that way. Like,
honestly, I think I would rather have a kid first than get married, because I wanted, like, you can be the love of my life, but if you're a horrible mother, I can't be with you.
Yeah, that's good.
And that is honest to God, one of my biggest fears is having a kid with the wrong woman.
Yeah,
because I know like some dudes out there can be deadbeats and like they don't want to own up and like take care of the kid, but there's also some baby mamas out there who are like really malicious and. Basically hold the kid hostage so that you can't see them. Yeah. And it's just like, it's a really fucked up situation because you're putting your own pettiness, like the dispute between that you have. And your child. Yeah. Like, and like that kid needs both parents to grow up. Like, so yeah, I can't have a kid with the wrong girl. So I would rather have a kid first, you know, see how she is as a mom. And then I'm like, all right, yeah, she's
then
definitely.
Get married. Yeah. And then the kid can be in the wedding. You know, I feel like that's a nice thing. Yeah. Because I feel like, you know, back then it was always like, oh, get married, then you always got to get married first, then you have kids, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like completely different. Now, like, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I think I'd want to have a kid first before I get married because not necessarily because I want to see how she is with the kid, but because I want to like experience it and have it, you know, with just us two, you know, with our daughter, son, whoever, you know, what happens, and then get married and then they can be in the wedding and stuff like that. And I feel like it was really nice, especially growing up as a kid. I feel like that would benefit the kid a lot because like, oh, like I'm in my parents' wedding and, you know, I see how much they love each other and it helps them, you know, I feel like that would develop as a person, like into some, you know, benefit them. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I traumatize them as like,
oh my mom and dad kissed. What the fuck?
I'm never getting married.
But I don't know. For me, because all I can do right now is plan my life out like how I'm living today. So as of right now, I don't have a significant other, so I can only plan what I have control over. So my plan is to, you know, save up, buy a house, and then, you know, get my sports car, live my bachelor lifestyle. But I know that if somebody comes into my life and that changes, then sure. One thing that's really weird is that some people, like, you know how in movies, like, the couple will get married and then they would buy a house together and they move in and then, like, that would cause issues. Yeah. You truly know that you love someone and can tolerate them when you live together. Yeah. I feel like that definitely, it should be, like, the first step
before you get married.
Yeah, that's before engagement. you need to live together
because you need to experience that.
What do you think the time frame from when you start talking to someone to moving in? Like, when do you think that is? Because it's a huge commitment.
Well, so for me, before my relationship now, because we moved in pretty quick together, but before me, like, I guess dating the people I was dating and stuff like that, I wanted to wait like years because I was like, I'm not ready for this shit. One thing that was kind of holding me back was kind of like financials. So like, first of all, I wasn't financially stable, and like I didn't want, that. But like, I think it'd be like a good year or two was what my mindset was. But then with my girlfriend now, we literally moved in within like less than a year, like 6 months, and we've been living together. So it's like, it's crazy how it kind of shit just happened, but it's like weird because like we vibe like really well and we connected right off the bat. So it was just natural. And then people always say like, oh, when you live with them, you're gonna find stuff you don't like, blah blah blah.
It's kind of true. But
I mean, to be honest, I haven't really found anything like that. Like, even like we've talked about it too. Like oh, people always say you're gonna find out what you don't like about them when y'all live together. You're gonna hate it and blah blah. And it's like both of us were like, we don't really do anything that we don't dislike. I mean, there's little things here and there. Like, one thing I fucking hate that she pisses me off about.
Hold on now.
She leaves the straightener plugged in all of the time when she uses the straightener. Mm-hmm. Yes, she turns it off, but she leaves it plugged in.
Okay.
That just irks me, pisses me out. It really grinds my gears, because my thing is to like, it's like if you accidentally leave it on, you leave it plugged in, it's going to be on and hot the whole time. It could like start on fire or something. You never know what the fuck can happen. But it's like, if you unplug it, even if you forget to turn it off, it's unplugged, so it's not going to be on.
I understand.
But she always does that, dude. That's one of the biggest things that she does. But other than that, I mean, it's like, other little things here and there, but it's nothing major like, oh, fuck, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to do this. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like when you start looking for things, you're basically just trying to look for a way out of the relationship. Like, everybody does little petty things.
Yeah.
Like, you do little petty things.
Like what?
So, we'll talk about it real quick. We're almost at the end of the podcast. I basically leave my entire schedule open for you.
Dude, you don't have to. I tell you, like, dude, if something comes up,
no. Because what you do is you're like, hey, Nick, when are you free to record? And I'm like, I can record this day, this day, this day, or this day. You're like, all right, bet. I'm like, but you didn't fucking say which one you can. And so now I can't do anything until you confirm which day we're doing something on.
Okay, dude, I'm sorry. I'll fix that. Because, I do that because, dude, for me, it's like, okay, like.
Voice crack.
I know. Because I like the beginning of the week, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, Friday sounds good. Like, we can do it. We're both upon it. But, and then like Friday rolls around and it's like, either something will come up or it's like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, I had a long day. Like, my head hurts. I'm tired.
Oh my God, I don't go fuck.
And it's like, fuck. It's like, dude, fuck. Okay, can we do Saturday? And it's like, okay. And then it's like, and then something might come up again. And it's like, oh, shit. So then that's why I'm like, dude. And then, dude, we'll figure it out though. I have to set one day. But dude, if something comes up for you, like if you have the plan and you're like, okay, let's do Saturday, but then something comes up, like, dude, if you want to go do that, go fucking do that. We have other days to record. So
I know. But to me, it's like, it only bothers me because like you literally will ask me, what days can I? And then you don't commit to one. And you're just like, so it's like Friday. I'm like, we're going to Friday? You're like, oh, I can't. Okay. And then like Saturday, I was like, we recording? You're like, oh, nah, I got my girls thing with this. I'm like, okay. So when the fuck are we recording then?
Dude, okay. I'm going to get a little better at that. I'm sorry.
And then you hold it today.
Dude, no, we talked about this earlier, dude. Fuck.
No, I'm putting you on blast. You better not edit this shit out either.
Dude, no, none of this is going in.
Isaac was like, so recording a day at 5. And I was like, yeah. 5 o'clock comes by.
Dude, nothing. I fell asleep.
He fell asleep. Bro, I got home from work and I was like, bro, I want to take a nap so bad. I was like, but I'm going to knock out this podcast with Isaac. It's going to be great. And the whole time I'm waiting for him, that I could have been napping, you were fucking napping. And that's the only thing that pisses me off. I'm just like, this motherfucker, bro. Like, dude, I could have been asleep right now because I felt like shit at work. Does that face look like he's sorry? Because it doesn't look like he's sorry. But nah, I'm not mad at you. I'm just like a little tight, but it's all good.
I had a long day last night, so that's why.
I had a long day today. Did you work today?
Like an hour. I worked some overtime. Okay. Yeah.
I worked 9 hours today.
Sorry.
No, you're not. You're not.
Well, at least you're off tomorrow and Tuesday.
I am. So once this is done, in about 40 seconds, we're going to stop recording, and I'm going to take my ass to sleep.
Okay, dude.
Does that really say? Oh, I'm only mad because you can't take a nap at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's true. You might as well just go to sleep.
It's go to
wake
sleep.
Up the next day.
I know, but if I go to sleep at 8, then I'm going to wake up at like 1 in the morning. It's just...
Why don't you just take like set a 2-hour alarm? Just knock out 2 hours, wake up at 10.
There's no point because it's like, I don't understand the people who set multiple alarms. Like, you're just going to wake up more tired. And then I have no reason to wake up, so I'm going to turn off my alarm and go back to sleep.
Yeah. I think it's more of a mental thing. Like, okay, you like get to see like, okay, I got 10 minutes left. Sleep.
That was kind of like when I first texted you, I was like, yo, man, we still recording? And you were like, and then you didn't respond. I was like, all right, I'm just going to take a nap. I was like, I don't care. But I couldn't fully commit to the sleep. Because
you're like, fuck, what if you
I was like, he's going to respond. And then like I was like, and I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I do it. They were like, oh, my bad, bro. I fell asleep. It's like, bro, it's on site with this dude.
Oh, dude, sorry.
It's not good, man. But I think that's it for this podcast.
Yeah. Episode 8, Ocho.
It's your boy Nick with your boy Ocho.
It's your boy Ocho. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Nah.
There we go. Stop.